Please accept my apology for this video for sound quality is damaged.
Today I've been invited to a men's party. All the men are preparing dessert from scratch. And today what I'm doing is I'm making Kumquats Bites.
Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living!
Okay, so the ingredients so far are 1 cup of walnuts, 1/4 cup of cranberries, and I pressed into it. I really wanted to make sure we got the full 1/4 cup. 2 Medjool dates, and these are going to have to be seeded. You have to take the seed out. 1/2 tablespoon of tahini. This is Roland Tahini. Sorry, 26 of these little fudge holders. 1 tablespoon of Himalayan sea salt. Now this is going to make the little crust of the little bite, like the bottom layer. Alright, so let's get started. First thing you need to do is when you assemble your blender, you have to make sure that the rubber piece is on top of the blade part like this. I've done it the other way and it's a mess. See, then what happens is the rubber piece hits the glass, and beyond it the blades are on top, and then you add your last piece, which is the base for this. And this is my blender. This is a Black & Decker Crush Master, but if you have a better mixer like a Vitamix, this will be an easy job for you. I'm going to bring it closer so you can see how I'm working this out. Alright, it's fairly simple. Take all the ingredients and pour them in. First the 1 cup of walnut, then your cranberries, then the salt, then the tahini, which you have to measure. The next part is to put in these dates, but we have to cut them. Take a paring knife, watch me, I'm going to move the camera again. This is not a very sharp knife. And just take the seeds out. You see that little black thing here? You could probably transplant and make your own. I'm just cutting that out. Now some people don't like the dates skins. They take them off. I'm going to leave mine on. And get your cover and make sure that this top cover over here is well tied onto the base cover. Okay, now next thing is to blend it. And what you want to do is you want to make it into a paste consistency. So here goes. Now on these less expensive type of mixers, you're going to have to use a spatula like this and push it down, and then do it again. And this is just going to be a process back and forth where you're trying to get this all put together into that paste that you're looking for. You see right now what you have is this would work. See how it's a little ball? But I'd like to have it a little bit better so that these cranberries are more chopped up. But this will work just fine as it is. Okay, once I got the desired consistency, which is right now, I'm going to pour this into this bowl over here, and I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to do like what everybody says. I'm going to set it aside because it's not needed right now. Okay, the next part's fairly easy. This is the filling of the little bite that we're making. So it took 20 of these kumquats to be able to come up with 2 tablespoons of juice. So you need 1/4 cup of vegetable spread. I like to use Country Crock. No artificial flavor, no artificial preservatives, and 0 trans fat. Use 1/2 cup of cashews. These will have to be soaked. 1/2 cup of walnut. 1/4 cup of agave nectar. You need 1/2 cup of strawberries. So what you do is you pull the green top here off. See if you got white here. You don't want that because that's going to be bitter. You're going to cut your strawberries. Strawberries are soft, so they're going to cut fairly easy in the blender. If you cut them ahead of time, just makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to take some of these kumquat skins, and I'm also going to put into it probably 10 of them. It's not that really I want the pulp, I want the outside. That's got that nice, really tart flavor, and I think it's going to really add a lot to it. The next part is putting it in the blender. So see you in a little bit. So what I'm doing here is I've placed the cut kumquats from here. I've diced them and I've put them at the bottom of the blender, and I'm going to do these first to make sure they're as smooth as possible, because the skins are part of it. Some of these other things are soft. Another thing I'm doing, this is hot water from the stove top. I'm going to put the cashews and I'm going to blanch them, and I'm going to cook them on the stove top, and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so I've started to mince this a little bit better, but what's happening is it's there's just not enough food inside for the blades to cut. So I'm going to put in these pecans. Now it's been over 5 minutes and they've been cooking on the stove top and they're boiling. Now is the time to remove them, to rinse them, and to put them inside the mixer. And what I'm going to do next, strain them quickly, just basically, and put them directly into the mixer. Now that the cashews have been blanched, I can put them in a mixer. They'll be soft enough to be chewed up by the blades. We're going to put in the strawberries. We're going to put in the vegetable spread. The agave nectar. The rest of the strawberries. And we're going to close it up and spin it out. Blend it as smooth as we can. What we're looking for. I'm going to take like this, and I'm going to push it in. You see what I'm doing is I get in the side, and I'm going to push them in on the inside. So there's a little bit of a layer. Going to just push it in. Now if you had much bigger cups, then of course you'd use this tablespoon. And it's just going to be tedious, but this is the first layer. Okay, so see me a little bit and I'll show you how much I got done. So this is what the center of this bite will look like. So it's a very nice taste. It's got a little bit of kumquat taste, a little bit sweet, but not too sweet. And I put in the, we're going to call it the crust, but the bottom layer of this bite. So I've made each of these nice large spoon like this. It's easier if you work from a bowl, but take some of your mixture and just pour it in like this. Now the next step after this, it's better if you're able to grab just enough so that you can put that layer on there. And you're going to do this on all of these bites. And then you're going to refrigerate them while the topping is being made. Alright, so I'll see you in a little bit when I get this all done, and I'll show you what it looks like. Now the tendency is to overfill them. So what I've been using is 2 spoons. You want to cover up the bottom layer entirely. If these were red, this would be perfect for Valentine's Day. If they were green, they would be perfect for St. Patrick's Day. Now as a vegan, we are not allowed to use red, because red comes from a bug. But there's many other colors in nature that we can use. Alright, once that's all done, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to put this in the freezer while I prepare the top coating. So they are in the freezer so they can cool down. I'll be taking them out again to put the top layer. I'm using strawberry pieces and I'm putting them on top. I just take a big piece in each of them and I just push it into the filling stuff on the top that's used for it. And I'm just going to slightly put a little bit on top. So this took about 4 strawberries cut thinly. So this dessert is ready. Now what it's going to do is going to sit in the fridge and thicken up. Then right before my party I'll take it out. So I'm calling them Kumquats Bites with a strawberry topping. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. You can bring it to your vegan parties or your non-vegan parties for something strange and unusual. Thank you for watching. So if someone's spending all that time making cookies, try to help them out with the dishes. So I'm getting ready to go to the men's retreat and I've just pulled out my little cookies and I'm putting them into my container to go to my men's retreat. And while I'm there, I'm going to try to take some pictures and that way I can show you the other people's cookies or desserts that I made. A strange vegan cookie. This is a non-vegan thing I'm going to do. Good old boys that eat cookies and enjoy living life. Let's see what they think about my cookie. Is mine over here being arranged perfectly. This is from Ruben, who's a chef. That's why he does some beautiful work.
He's done this before.
Nice. Yes, Ruben. Here, you're on TV.
And then does this go in there?
If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.